Yep. So as we discussed yesterday, we saw that we have a lot of input devices in computer. We have a keyboard, we have the mouse, we have the monitor, we have the uh, yep, that's it. That are the major ones which we have. Let's first discuss that why is input devices important. The one reason input devices are important because with the help of input devices, we pass the instructions to computer. Yesterday we got to know that we give the instructions to computer and it follows those instructions, and those instructions are known as programs. Those instructions are known as what? Programs. Okay, so we give instructions to computer and computer follows those instructions. Now to give that instructions, we need to have some or other input devices. To have some or other input devices, a computer has lot of input devices. The first one is the monitor or the screen. If you have a desktop computer, it is a monitor. If you have a laptop, you have a screen, laptop screen. Now can any one of you tell me that how laptop screen or how monitor helps us? Yeah, Ira.
It shows us like what we're typing and like what we're doing. It
Oh,
like
yeah, great. What about you, Ane?
Um, it helps
This,
us see our computer screen and a bigger thing, so you can see it more clearly.
yep. Arjun, anything from you?
Because the screen is bigger, maybe you can just see things more clearly, like Ane said, and you can maybe understand things more. Because if you're on a phone and you are reading something, you may not catch every single detail. But if you're on a monitor, you may be able to just see everything in a bigger light.
Exactly. So as you guys said, as you guys have mentioned, the monitor or the screen looks like a TV or looks like one of a rectangular screen, which basically helps you to see whatever the output, whatever the return we got from the instructions which we have given to computer, or whatever we type. If you watch right now, we can see each other also via that, but via the same screen, right? Now the another device, another input device which comes into the picture is keyboard. Okay, keyboard is a very helpful and very important device because this was one of the first input device. Okay, keyboard through which when the people who have developed computer and who have invented computer, they got to know that how basically you they had this question in their mind that how a person will give the instructions to computer. So they have taken this example from a typewriter. Did you, any one of you have seen typewriter? Okay, Ira has seen. Okay, Anay also has seen it.
I have heard about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. So basically, all of you know about it. All of you have, some of you have seen it, and so you know that in typewriter, what we have some of the keys. Okay, and you type from there, and it prints. It is basically typewriter prints it on the on the paper. But keyboard comes in a different sizes. Now in laptop, keyboard is embedded or integrated in your laptop itself, in laptop hardware itself, whereas the keyboard, when we talk about there are other external keyboards also which you connect via the wire to your laptop, or to your monitor via the USB ports, and you see that how they look like. So if you see your keyboard, it has lot and lot of keys. So are you guys are aware of all the keys which we have in keyboard?
yeah.
Okay, so can
Yes.
anyone tell me that what are these keys known as from F1 to F12, the keys which we have? What do we call those keys as?
The space bar is called the space bar. The enter is called the enter key, and
So
that's
my
and then the
question,
backspace key.
okay, my question was what we call the keys. What if you see there are F1, F2, F3, F4? These keys we have in keyboard, F1 to F12 keys. What do we call them? Yes, Ira, you are speaking on mute, Ira.
function 1, function 2, function 3, and so on up to
Exactly.
function 12.
Exactly. So we call them as a function keys. Okay, we call them as a function keys, and they are helpful for us for to perform some sort of operations. Like F1 key is helpful to get to show us a help screen. It basically lists out the help screen. Okay, whereas F5, I think Ira got disconnected. Um, yeah, Ira got disconnected. Let's wait for her for a couple of minutes. So, Anay and Arjun, what you guys are like uh doing today? Like, what is your plan for Saturday, for Sunday, basically?
Biking, playing outside, playing
Okay.
video games, and learning. And
Oh,
doing homework. I do extra math, advanced math, so I have to do homework from it.
okay, that's great. And so, what is the plan for Anay?
I'm gonna play by biking outside, and I have this thing. Oh, Yura's back. I have this thing called Brainchild, and then I do studying for that, and then I might play soccer because I like soccer.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so okay, Ira is back. So let's discuss about the keyboard as Ira told.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no issues.
Just something happened.
Yeah, no issues. So as Ira mentioned that we call F1 to F12 keys as the function keys, and they help us for some performing some sort of functions. Like if we talk about the F1, F2, F3, these all have different functions. So few of the functions I will tell you, that is like F1 helps you to find out the help. Basically it displays the help screen in front of you if you press F1 while you are working on any of the document or something. Similarly, F5 helps you for refresh, and there are other functions also like F8 helps you to connect to any external screen or any other screen like this. Now, apart from that, we have some of the numeric keys. As you see that we have the 1, 2, 3 till 0 numeric keys. Yeah, Ane?
Um, the F function keys you talked, mine are a little different. So
Sorry.
the function keys, mine are different, which from you said.
Okay, what laptop are you using? Mac?
I'm using an HP Windows laptop.
What function keys you have?
So F1 is help light, F2 and F3 is darker and lighter, and
Yeah.
F5, like for mine, it has like a special thing. So like the keyboards can like light up a little bit. I don't think I can show you, but like they
Yo,
light up.
I understand that thing. So those are the functions which are attached to those keys. So it actually does the same thing in me for me also. But F5 has also one more function to refresh, which is not shown on the keyboard, but it also helps you to refresh.
Mine
Okay.
is a little different, but still the
Okay.
same kind of.
What you have, Ira?
F1, I have not like sleep mode. F2, I have this box with a number 9. I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
F3
So
is for saving things.
yep, I got your point. So basically what happens that the functions which I am telling you, Those are the functions which are assigned with for that particular purpose with that keys. But now as different laptops are coming, or different desktop or keyboard are coming basically, so they have given some new functionalities associated with that key. Means if you want to brighten up the screen, so they have associated it with either the F1 F3 or with the F2 keys. Okay, or to reduce the brightness you can use F2 key. In some laptop they have assigned F1 for mute. Like if you want to mute your speaker, you can just press F1, it will mute the volume. So based on the different keyboards, that is based on the company, from whichever company it is coming, like HP, Dell, whatever company you are using, based on that they have made that changes. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
My F1 key has a moon on it, and then the F2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 has nothing on it.
Right, so F1 means that
Just
it
blank.
is, yeah, F1 means it will, like, don't press that F1 key right now, but if you press it, it will basically take your computer into the sleep mode. Okay, it will take your computer into the sleep mode. I'll tell
I
you what
pressed
is
it,
the
nothing
sleep mode.
happened.
You have
Nothing.
yeah, after, do you have some Fn key also?
No.
No, Fn
I only.
after where your space bar is there, in that line it will be
Yes.
there, Fn key,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you press it with that, then it will work. So don't press it, otherwise you will be logged out from the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. So Fn, you have to use those functions keys with that. Okay, so that
Okay.
is how you have to use it. Okay, now apart from F these keys, we have a backspace which basically deletes a single, character in a backward direction. Means if I have written hello, this is Sachin, so it will delete N, because my cursor, if I have written something hello, this is Sachin, so it will delete N. Or if you can see in my screen, if my cursor, if I will uh, after keyboard, if I'll put the backspace key, it will delete D. Yes, Ira?
There's also a button that says delete. Aren't delete and backspace the same thing? It's a delete deletes like
No,
erases
no,
the character in front,
no.
but backspace does behind.
Yes, that's the difference. Ane wants to say something. Yes, Ane?
Yeah, like delete. It has to be the cursor has to be behind the speech, and then backspace. The cursor has to be in front of the speech. Then
Exactly.
that's how the delete function works.
Exactly. Or in other words, if you try to understand, so backspace basically deletes the last character of this, whereas the delete deletes the front characters. Means if after keyboard there is nothing written, nothing will be deleted. But if your cursor is pointing at K, it will delete K. Whereas if you do backspace, nothing is going to happen. This means backspace deletes the thing from the end, delete deletes characters from the front. That is the difference between backspace and delete. Now there is a caps lock key which basically gives you to write, allow you to write the things in a capital letter, okay, in the, or in a our uppercase letter. Okay, now apart from that we have the alphabet keys, then we have some of the special character keys, like we have colon, we have comma, greater than, less than, question mark, forward slash, backward slash, a pipe symbol, plus, equal to, minus. Those keys we can use by pressing shift. Like if we just press colon, if you want to use colon, if you press colon it will give me colon, but if you want to use a semicolon, then I have to use shift and that semicolon key. So shift helps me to give those special characters. Even if I want to write some letter in uppercase without turning on or without pressing the caps lock key, in that case what is going to happen, that I can make use of shift key. I can just press shift, and whatever the letter I want to do, it will make it in a capital or make it in a uppercase letter. Now we have a space bar key. Space bar key is to give one space. There is a tab key which basically gives you the 4 space. Okay. Now there are control and alt. So alt and control are used for the special functions. Like if you do alt F4 and if you are using a Windows operating system. So I'll tell you what is the operating system also. So if you are using a Windows based operating system, and if you do alt F4, it will ask you to whether you want to shut down your computer or reboot your computer. Similarly, we have, if you do alt and tab, if you press together, it will allow you to switch between different screens. Means if you have a WordPad or a Google Doc open in like in a one of the browser, and if you have this Zoom meeting, and if you do alt tab, it will take you to the different, it will take you to a different screen, and if you again do alt tab, it will again come back to the different screen. Similarly, control, we know that to select all the contents we can use a shortcut key. So these are known as the shortcut keys, which helpful for a short to apply any kind of shortcuts. Like control A will select entire thing which is there on your screen. With control C you can copy the contents which are there. With control V you can paste them. With control Z or control Z you can undo them. Okay, and these cases and these things have more shortcut keys there are with the terms of the applications, with in terms of the different softwares which you are using, and you can utilize them as and when you want to. Now we talk up, yeah.
Um, in Word, like if you do Control B, it will bold your text, and and Control I, it would italize the text, and then Control U would underline, right?
Right, right. Yes, Arjun.
Will we learn all the shortcuts for these keys?
So definitely we will cover up all of them, whichever we will be like we will be what all tools which we will be using, I'll tell the shortcut for all of them. And there are lot of shortcuts based on the softwares, as I said. As Ane mentioned that for Word, if you do control I, it will make it to italic. If I do control C, or if I do control B, it will make the character as a bold. Control U as a underline. So with the different softwares or a different applications which we use, based on that it gets changed, the shortcut keys change.
Okay.
Now there is a enter basically helps you to come to the new line. Okay, so if you press enter, it will take you to the new line. So these are a few of the keys which we use, and we use them like in our day-to-day life every day. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay, so I assume that you guys don't have any question. Then let's come to the new another input device, that is mouse. Mouse is what? Mouse is the is it is basically one of a pointing device. Okay, if you see in your screen there is a cursor, it keeps on moving as you go here and there. Okay, it is a cursor, it is a pointer. Now right now you see that in your laptop there is a embedded mouse. Okay, there is a embedded mouse, and like that mouse is embedded, and it's like just a flattened rectangular box, and through which you can like move your cursor, move your pointer here and there, as you see at my screen that I am moving the pointer here and there. But earlier, if you guys see that with monitor or with something, we have a mouse attached. Okay, we have a mouse attached. Now in that mouse there is some laser light also, right? There are one laser light mouse. Do you guys have seen any mouse with the rolling ball in it? Y- no, not at the top, that but at the bottom, if you like just revert your mouse, so you might see a laser. Yeah, so this is without a laser. Okay, but there are few of the mouses which
I see a
early
laser.
I have.
you have seen with the track ball, right? With a ball one.
Yeah, it has like a red light at the bottom of it.
Yeah, yeah, that is a laser mouse. Okay, so very recent, very like when in the long time ago, like around like from now, if you talk about around 7 8 years before, so at that time we used to have the mouse with the trackball. Okay, and you used to have some smooth surface. So in that only, if you basically that is known as a mouse pad, in which you keep your mouse, and if you roll your mouse there, then only that ball will roll, and then only you can move that. So sometimes we used to face issue also that ball gets stuck, and like you don't like able to move to the cursor. So what you basically do, like then from like with the help of your finger or with the help of your pencil or a pen, you try to just move that ball again, and then again you rotate like again it starts rotating. So that was those times, like when earlier times when those kind of mouse used to come, and like there was a lot of problem with those mouses. But now the trackball mouse, like it was a good mouse, but now like that has been, it has been stopped. Okay, they don't, they are not here now. Nowadays we don't see. But nowadays the mouse which is there in our, over our keyboard, okay, we call it as kind of a glide pad. What we call it as a glide pad, glide pad. Okay, so basically it is a touch sensitive pad. As soon as you touch it, okay, as soon as you touch it, you see this, you see that your cursor moves. So it is basically a touch sensitive pad which helps you to control your cursor. And you just slide your finger, you slide your finger across this pad, right this, you slide your finger, and you see that you can move it, right? So this is known as a glide pad or touch sensitive pad. It comes with the laptop ones, in which in laptop if you see the mouse, it is known as that. Okay, it does not need any space on your desk or something, it you can directly, it is a built-in mouse which is there. So it gives you, and it is a very very good mouse. And now laser mouse, they like after that they invented a laser mouse, after that they invented a without laser mouse also, which again like just as soon, which resolved the problem of that ball getting stuck and these things, and they were also efficient. Now in your mouse, if you see, like as Anish showed us, that there is a, on top there is a curse, is basically in between the two clicks, one is a left click, another one is a right click. So if you see, in between that there is one ball which you can rotate to scroll down. Okay, to
Like a
scroll down.
wheel? Like a
Yeah,
wheel?
exactly, like a wheel. Thanks for giving me that term. So I was missing out that term. So it, yeah, it looks like that wheel. It basically helps you to scroll over the page, that is to move up and down over the page. Now apart from this, so this is about the mouse. So mouse is like, it's not that particular mouse, like I've written it over my screen also, that no, it's not a rodent. So let's not get confused here with the rodent, just try to be bit little bit funny. But it is a device which basically this, and the pointer, you see that this cursor which you see here, this is known as a pointer. This is known as a pointer, which right now is moving here and there. Okay, now any questions?
Um,
Yeah.
why is it called a mouse? Because, like, they could have called it anything, but why'd they call it a mouse?
It's called a mouse because of its shape only, because of its shape. Because if you have seen mice, did you see, did you seen mice or rat or rodents anytime?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you, so if you see them, so it, like it does not give the exact structure of that, but the person who invented it, he like just gave it with that name because of it, the tail. Because if you see the wire which is coming from that mouse, okay, it looks like a tail of that rat or the rodent, it, that is a tail of that. And basically like that, it, he, I don't know how he tries to identify that it has a mouse shape, how he has replicated that into that. But based on its by taking the example of a rodent only, and based on the shape, he gave that name as a mouse. Nothing technical, or nothing very any other reason behind that. Yeah, Ane?
Okay.
And this one, it sometimes has a laser and sometimes doesn't have the laser. This
Okay,
it
so
sometimes has a laser here.
so I think when you move it, then only it comes with a then this laser comes. But when you, when it is still, then laser light does not gets on, right? Hmm. So when you move it, so when you did some function is being done, then that laser comes in. But after that, it does not. Like in keyboard, you see these days, if your keyboard is normally like the like keyboard also has a light these days, right? So that you can work in night properly. Okay, so that like without disturbing anyone, without turning on the light of your room, you can just your keyboard has a light. And if you don't do any work with keyboard, that lights get off. And if when you, as soon as you press any key, that lights get on. Okay, let's move to the another one, that is another kind of input devices is your gaming devices. We have the gaming devices like joysticks. Okay, we have the gamepad. We have the lot of these like for the PS and all. These are also what? These are also my input devices, right? For the if you guys have played any PS4 or any game, and the joystick and all these things which used to come, even gaming mouse also come. Lot of gaming mouse also comes which are very very efficient, and like the number of like times you hit and for do the clicks, they are very very efficient. So I'm pretty sure that Ane and Arjun, like they play games and also they might are aware about that, the gaming mouse. But what about you, Ira? Have you seen any joystick or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some games come like with a joystick, like in the arcade. You know those claw games?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They have the joystick to help them move.
Oh, okay. That's then it's good. Yeah, Ane.
My dad bought a mouse for me. He didn't know it was a gaming mouse, but it appears to be a gaming mouse because it has the side buttons right here, and then it's the
Yeah.
gaming
Yeah.
keyboard
That
right
is
here.
helpful for the while you play the games and all.
And this is sensitivity.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't play games much, so I'm not very sure about that. Yes, Arjun.
I was about to say Anay doesn't play games, but he has a gaming mouse.
Okay. Okay.
And I play games and I have Xbox.
Oh, that's great. So you have like a complete different setup for you. Hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Now, one thing I just left, like I know that you guys know that in keyboard we have these arrow keys also, right? And page up and page down. So arrow keys helps you to like move left, right, up, down like this, and page up, page down helps you to move to the another next page, or page up will move to the previous page. Now, apart from that, we have the, if you remember like earlier, there was like used to have pen input. Okay, pen input, like there were some mobile phones which came in where you can type via like a small kind of a very thin, very slim pen kind of a device was there, and you can type it over that with the pen. That is known as a pen input. Okay, did anyone of you have seen that? No.
I've
Okay.
heard about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, so
Yes, yes, I have seen it.
you have seen it. Okay, okay.
Not
That's
exactly, but on my mom, dad phone, there's a small pen that you can use to draw and type.
exactly, yeah, you got it. Yeah, Ane?
I think that's only on Samsung phones. The
Yes,
plastic
yes,
one.
it came up with
Yeah.
Samsung phones. Yeah, it came up with Samsung phone. That is known as the pen input. That device is known as a pen input. Okay, now these days you see that these days we have touch screen concept. If you talk about mobile, if you talk about laptops also come with touch screen. The tabs are there. Okay, if you go to any time any ATM, so in ATM boxes also they are also touch screen and all these things. So touch screen is like that, you can just like scroll up, scroll down with your hand, with your finger, that's it. Okay, so that is also one of the input device only, right? With touchscreen also you are giving some input only, isn't it? So touchscreen is also one of your input device where you can make the selection by just touching the screen. Okay, now let's the another kind of input device is scanner. A scanner is something which will basically scan, or which will basically completely get the image of whatever the file, or whatever basically the image, text or the image which you want to get the copy of that. So it scans that, it basically captures the image of that, and it shows you to your screen. It shows you at your screen. Okay, over your monitor it will show that how you can see that. So scanner helps you to scan any kind of the device. Okay, or any kind, not device, basically any kind of a document, whether it's a image or whether it's a text. Okay, CPU we talked about yesterday. I want to talk few things more about CPU and these things. I'll talk about that. Before that, I would like to talk about little bit about the output devices. Now, any questions here? Anyone? No. So in output
I have
devices,
question. I have question.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, could you review all the input devices? I didn't catch every single one of them.
Okay.
Before we move on to the
So
CPU.
yeah, so the one input device is monitor. Okay, the second one is keyboard. Then we have mouse. Then we have these gaming devices like joystick. Then we have the pen device, and then we have the touch screen. And the last one is the scanner. So does anyone else want to repeat it? Like Ira or Ane, do you guys want to repeat that? What are the input devices which we talked about? No, you guys want to say it again? Like not me. For you, can you say? I'm asking that. Can you guys tell me that what are the input devices which I talked about? Ira,
Um, joystick, a pen, like pen
pen device.
pen device, a
Uh-huh.
monitor,
Huh.
a keyboard,
Huh.
screen, function keys,
That are part
scanner,
of keyboard. Mouse,
mouse, scanner,
scanner,
and speakers,
touch screen. No, speakers are your output device. You are not giving any
oh,
input for that.
and yeah, touch screen.
Okay. Now let's talk about little bit about the output devices. Now output is something what which you can see, right? Which you can see. So how you can see? You can see it in kind of any format, whether it's a text format, whether it's a graphics, whether it's a audio, whether it's a video, or any sort of format you can think of. Okay. Now so to get those output, the first one is the printer. We all would have heard about the printer. If we want our homework to be get print out, okay, if we want our homework to submit, so what we do, teacher sends us it over the mail or something, and we just select the particular page and we get the print out of that. Okay, and that printer basically gives us the output in the form of image, text, or not basically audio video, but in the form of image and text. And they are very very fast. Okay, they print everything in the paper. Okay, and there are different kinds of printer are coming in the market which has a different quality, which has a different paper quality, which has a different letter quality, and all these things. Okay, now apart from that we have few other output devices like speakers. Your speakers are what? They are your output devices because they help you to listen anything, to listen any audio or any video which are there. So to listen any audio to video, basically you can see on your monitor, but the audio which you are going to listen, that should come from their speakers. So speaker and printer are my two kind of output devices. Okay. Okay, now let me quickly go back and discuss little bit about these floppy disk and CD-ROM and pen drive. So these are what, there is one more devices known as a storage devices. Okay, as I mentioned yesterday, I told you guys that we have a storage in computer where it stores the things on the RAM, and we have some hard disk and these things. But apart from that, we had earlier, very long back, we had floppy disk. Okay, they used to be of very only this much size, and they have a very small memory. Okay, the floppy disk used to have a very very small memory, and like it is just like it comes with the size of, I guess the size was somewhere around 5 MB, 5 MB or 10 MB. Yeah, Ira.
Um, when the for the floppy disk, did they used to go in cameras? Because I've seen something like that in a camera.
Okay, yeah, no. So you might see that, okay, there is a device like this, and you just you can, like, there is a particular a rectangular thing which basically you can move it here and there, right? With that you are referring to camera.
Oh,
Yeah, so no, so it has like it basically that is only the main part. Like I'll show you guys in some time that the image of that. And what happens that when you talk about those like this, so but when you do it little that piece of plastic which is there, and when you move it here and there actually, so what happens that it has all the that it has a very thin layer of a coating, okay, which basically known as like oxide coating. Okay, so it used to have the it keeps the data in all that. Okay, and like it very long back it used to come. And like I have seen the floppy disk, and like in CPU there used to be a cabinet where you can insert your floppy, like you insert your CD similarly, or pen drive. So similarly there was a this much big cabinet where you insert your floppy and like put your data into that, but it used to come in a very very small size. Then we came up with a CD. Okay, then we came up with the CD has like the optical, like it was the optical it came up with kind, it is also known as a optical disc. Okay, means basically like what does optical means, that that's something which has to do with light. Okay, so if you see that CD, like if you see sometimes CD over this in if you have CD and if you try to just put it in front of this uh, s- your bulb, okay, or your tube light in front of that, you will see that it has a lot of shiny things you will see on the back side of a CD. Those are what, those are basically my, like it has all the like tiny these kind of a optical disc. So all optical disc will have the layers. Okay, this entire this kind of CD disc will be there, it has different layers inside it. Now when it has a different layers, so it when you put CD inside your laptop or inside your CPU, what happens that it keeps on rotating, it keeps on rotating. So that because when it rotates, so each and every layer is being read, or each and every layer is being processed by the computer. Okay, each and every layer is being processed by the computer. So do you guys have seen CD?
Yes, I have
Many
seen a
times.
CD.
Yeah. So
That's
so you guys know that how the CD works. And like earlier CD used to come in two types. One is like in which you can write the data once and you cannot delete it. So whatever you have written, that is a permanent. And other CDs were used to have a rewritable, means you can write the data and then you can remove, delete it, and again you can write the data, or again you can store the data. And like it used to come in the size of 700 MB, 750 MB. That is the size of CD. After that, we came up with a very very small device, okay, that is known as pen drives. Okay, pen drives are very small devices. It comes in the size of terabytes also, gigabytes also. So we'll talk about that gigabyte, terabyte, what do they mean. But you see, you always talk about GB and MBs. So it comes in a different, and it is a very tiny device. And inside that, like all the data which you want, you can, it compresses all the data and it stores entire data in it in the form of, again, 0 and 1, because everything computer reads as 0 and 1. So you just if you see in the side of the laptop, wherever your wherever your this thing is connected, your headset wire is connected, or your mouse wire is connected, or a keyboard wire, so those are known as USB ports. Okay, those are known as USB ports. So in this only there is one port in which we connect my pen drive also. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Arjun, Ira, you guys are clear?
yeah.
Yes.
Now let me talk about a little bit about CPU before we'll move to the operating system. So CPU is stands for Central Processing Unit, and as I said earlier, it is the main brain of the computer. It is the main brain of the computer because all the you said, if you talk about anything where your storage device, like your hard disk or your RAM, which we talked about yesterday, the motherboard, everything is there. Okay, it is basically one cabinet, okay, inside which your speakers are also there, your fan is also there. Okay, and uh, it has like a small all the different wires also which are basically connected, all other small chips are connected, and which helps your computer to run. Okay, now CPU earlier they used to come in a bigger size, then they shrink to this much bigger size, and now they have shrunk to so smaller size that those CPUs, you can, like you see that in your laptop also there is a CPU, because inside, if you sometimes if you get a chance in future to see the open laptop, you will see that there is a motherboard, and in that motherboard you will have like the small RAM also, you will have a small fan also, everything is attached in within this. So now the CPUs have shrunk to a very very smaller size, and CPU basically helps you to determine that how fast your computer can run. Okay, it can determine that how fast your computer can run based on the configuration, based on the RAM and things which we have stored in the CPU. It performs all the tasks for your computer. It is the basically the main brain of your computer which perform all the tasks for your computer. It processes each and everything for your computer. Any questions?
No.
Okay, now, so do you guys know about this bit, byte, kilobyte, and these things?
Yeah, I do.
Arjun?
To download a game, you may need like this many gigabytes. And in my iPhone, you have iCloud, and in that iCloud, I have used 609.3 mg, which is which is megabytes.
Okay, and what about Ane?
Yeah, I know about these two, and my parents have explained me like a lot of them,
Yeah,
kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes.
yeah,
I know that megabytes, like in gigabytes, like when you download a game, it'll say this game is 24 gigabytes or megabytes.
right,
And it's
right.
basically how much like gigabytes it will for the game to like download, do everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So we used to listen these terms a lot and we have seen these terms a lot, but I think we should know also that what do these terms mean. Okay. Now, in computer, as we know that everything is read or written in a format of 0 and 1. And that 0 and 1 is what? That is my binary numbers. 0 and 1 is what? That is my binary numbers. So if I say that 0 and 1 is my binary numbers, now, so let me know. You guys can see my notepad? Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So everything is written in the form of 0 and 1. And this is known as what? This is known as the binary numbers. Okay. Now, when I talk about this, so if I have to write 10 in if I have to write 100 in computer, okay, so it follows some convention where it like write like this, like 100. If I have to write 8, so it basically like 8 something like this, like so it has some own number convention and all. Will not go deep into that binary number and all because that is what not required to learn. So but let's understand that it write each and everything in this. So if I suppose if it has to write era, so probably it will write era something like this in form. So like it will like some long digit number which will basically just mean era, which is basically the 3-letter word. Okay, but now so these 0 and 1, 0 and 1 basically known as bits. Okay, what are they known as? Bits. In normal we should know just this, that these are known as bit. And then they came up with another concept which is like bit, which says byte. And what are their byte? So one byte is equal to 8 bits. So basically they came up with some kind of a conversion mechanism. Like we know that 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. Okay, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Or 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So similarly we have 1 bytes which is equal to 8 bits. Okay, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Now they came up with kilobytes, which we write it short form as KB. It is what? It is 1024 bytes. And if you want to find out how many bits, so you have to do 1024 multiplied by 8. That will give you those number of bits. Okay, for 1 kilobyte. Similarly, when I talk about 1 GB, now 1 GB is equal to, sorry, 1 GB is equal to 1024 KB. That is 1024 kilobyte. Sorry, 1 MB. My bad. 1 MB is equal to 1024 KB and 1 GB is equal to 1024 MB. And similarly, when I go with 1 TB, 1 TB stands for terabyte. 1 terabyte is equal to 1024 GB. Okay, so this you see that if you keep on multiplying this now, like if you have to see that how many bits are there in 1024 GB, so you have to do 1024 into 1024 into 1024 into 8, like that. Like, so it has, like, it is a very very big number. Okay, it is a very very big number. Basically this defines that these are the measuring units, or these are the measuring memory units for the computer in which it takes everything. So if you download any software, if you download any games, so what does it say? That it says that it will take 250 MB, means if your computer has the hard disk of 2 GB, so from that 2 GB it will occupy this 200 MB of memory. Okay, it will consume this 200 MB of memory for its storage. Again, taking an example of cupboard which we took yesterday, that if you have this, so if you have 16 shelves, and if your rack of cupboard is this much, so what you do, you might align like that. Okay, 4 4 4, like that way you can put. Okay, or you can put 8 shelves together and eight shirts again together. Okay, or 8 dresses together and again 8 dresses in a separate row. So that's how these memories are aligned for each and every application or each and every software which we have in the computer. Is it okay? Like, I know this sounds to be a little boring, but yeah, like we, yeah, Ane.
It may be boring, but it's like you have something that, oh, mama, dad, I learned something new.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get like tested like how many terabytes is blah 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 or something like that? Are you gonna like see how much
Uh,
in the
is,
homework?
Sorry, can you repeat it again, Ane?
So like are you gonna like test this and say how many megabytes is blah 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 or
No, no,
something
no,
like
no.
that?
Don't worry. No, no. I'll not. I don't pressure anyone, or like I don't want anyone to remember it. It's just for the sake of knowledge. Okay, it's just for your sake of knowledge, for learning purpose, that you should know that how does it looks like. I will ping it in. I'll ping it in the chat window also, just for the knowledge purpose. And anyways, at the end, you will be getting this presentation also, for just for your, like, if you sometime want to see that how it is. Otherwise, if you just do Google, then anyways you are going to get it in Google. You guys are more smart than me, so definitely you guys can get it there. So, but right now, to make you guys understand that how, what is these memory, how these things are stored in computer, whatever you see that what is this, this much of memory is required and this much of things are required. So what is actually that, and how much memory it takes in my computer. Okay, so it takes a lot of memory in my computer, but all these are stored in that small device in a very very well, or in a very well arranged manner. So you really don't have to worry about these things. Okay, so this is all about the computer. Like, we talked about lot of things about the computer basics. Uses of computer, I don't think I really need to tell you guys. You know that what are the uses of computer. Okay, and so we'll so basically the first two sessions was to focus on the very very basic things about the computer, and then we'll start little bit about more about the few other applications and tools, and then we'll go ahead with the Python. Now, operating system. Can anyone tell me if you guys know what is operating system? Yeah.
Operating system, I think, is the more like a company of which what makes computers. Like Samsung is an operating system of Galaxy Book, and Apple is the operating system of Macs, iMac, and Microsoft is the operating system of Windows, Surface, and all that.
Okay. Anyone else wants to tell anyone anything? Yeah,
Yeah,
Ane?
basically what
Yeah,
Arjun
yeah, yeah.
said. Basically what Arjun said is, yeah, the operating system is basically like Windows operated. Sorry, Microsoft operates Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, Ane?
Operating systems are brands that help the computer operate, right? That
Yeah.
helps the computer learn.
Okay. So you guys know, but let me give you the more good tech and technical understanding on this, that how and what is operating system. So we know by now that what is hardware and what is software. Okay, now between this hardware and software, okay, between these hardware and these software is something which is known as operating system. Okay, so in between this is hardware, this is software, and here I have something operating system. Now this operating system is nothing, it is one of the program. Okay, it is one of the program, or it is one of the kind of a software, you can say, which basically helps to communicate between the hardware and software. Like between you and me, there is what between you and me there is somewhere we have the internet, okay, which is helping us to communicate, right, through which we can talk, isn't it? If or if you are talking from US or Canada with me here, so you, what is there in between? There is a phone, mobile phone, right? From mobile phone you can talk with me, right? So that is what, that is a that is basically, if you are hardware and if I am the software, so this phone is what, that is my operating system. So similarly in computer, operating system is between hardware and software, which helps to communicate between these two parties, okay, between the hardware and between the software. Now, like you have lot of things, like you have in motherboard, you have a sound card in CPU, you have a printer attached, you have these things. Now computer should follow certain set of instructions so that you can take those instructions and work on it, right? So basically computer, like if you, there should, it should have some kind of a mechanism where, from where it can take those information and work. Now operating system is what, it is a proper, it is a proprietary, okay, sorry, it is one of the like own based systems. Mean Microsoft has their own operating system which is known as Windows, which is the most popular one. Okay, Microsoft has their own operating system known as Windows. The first operating system, does anyone know that what is was the first operating system? It was MS DOS. Let me put it over the chat window. It was MS DOS. Okay, it was again Microsoft. It is known as Microsoft Disk Operating System. Okay, this was MS DOS. It was written by, it was developed by Microsoft. Okay, and it was like very very long. After that Windows came. Okay, Windows operating system came after that, and Windows operating system became very very popular. Why? Because it allows you to view the things at, the GUI of the or the user interface which is there, that is so easy that anyone can easily like work on it, and anyone can easily learn and do the things. And can anyone tell me that uh, what was the first version of Windows which came? Yeah, Ira.
I'm just guessing, but I think it was like Windows 1.
Okay, no, sorry, that's not the answer. Yeah, Ane.
Windows 7?
No. So you guys have started working from Windows 7, so it's that. But the first Windows was, or the first window basically like which came, and through which everything started, like people started working, it was Windows 95. Okay, Windows 95 and Windows 98 was the first operating systems kind of things, okay, which came. And then like it came up with Windows 2000, then we have Windows 2007, then we have Windows 2010. Now in between that Windows Vista also came in between. Okay, so these were the different types of versions, these are the different versions which came. Nowadays you are using Windows 2010. Why? Because that is the most up to date, that has a lot of other features, lot a good user interface and these things. Similarly, Apple has their own operating system known as Mac. Okay, known as Mac operating system, which Apple has their own operating system. The mobile phone company Samsung has their own operating system which they use. Okay, Android. Android is also one of the operating system which we use in a mobile phone. iPhone uses Mac operating system. Yeah, ne?
Wait, Isn't Apple iOS?
Yep, iOS. Sorry. Yeah, right. Thanks for correcting. It's iOS, not Mac. Yeah, Ira.
And doesn't iPhone use an Apple operating system?
Yeah, Apple uses an
Good.
its own operating system. Apple does not
Yeah.
uses Windows or any other thing. iOS.
Okay.
So Apple uses its own operating system known as iOS. Okay, and that is the most secure operating system. iOS is the most secure operating system. Okay, then Windows is very comfortable for each and every person, and it is a very helpful. Okay, now we also have few other operating system which does not have GUI, which does not have user interface. Those are known as Unix operating systems or Linux operating systems. Do you want to see how do they look like? Let me share my screen back to the. So in your Windows also we have one command prompt. Okay, command prompt. So this is how they look like. Okay, the Unix and Linux kind of operating system. Here you work with the here you work with the commands. Okay, here you work with some or other commands, and which basically gives you output like this. Okay, you see it keeps on going, isn't it? So these are operating system when you work with when you will start working and when you start learning a different programming languages and these things, you will see that. So if you want to open this in your laptop, so you can press that window key and R key, window and R. It will open your run, and type there cmd. Okay, and if you click OK, it will open this. This is known as the command prompt of Windows. This is known as the command prompt of Windows. Okay, similarly, this this is the same screen, this is the same black and white screen which looks like for your Unix operating systems. Similarly, they have a Linux operating system. So there are a lot of other operating systems, Linux operating systems, which has all which in which some of them have uh, the GUI, some of them doesn't have. One of the example of Linux operating system is Ubuntu. Okay, one of the example is Ubuntu, Ubuntu, Fedora, CentOS. So these are also examples of Linux operating system. Examples of Linux operating system I'm writing in a short as OS. For Apple, we have iOS. For Windows, Microsoft, we have Windows. Okay. So we people like who are working in software companies and all, they used to work with these screens also. Okay, who work with Unix operating system, they have to remember commands. Here we pass some command and they, you see, they start giving me the output. Okay, isn't it interesting? Yes, Ane?
And I learned that there's also on the command prompt, there's a way to do Python on it.
Yes, there is a way to do Python on the command prompt. We will be doing it once we'll start with the Python session. So now operating systems help me to work in a various ways. We can like it has so much of things in it. Okay, that you can manage it helps you to manage your files, it helps you to manage all the processes, all the programs which are running, it helps to manage your memory, it gives you the secure environment, it keeps your environment as things very secure, and these things. Okay, so it does all the things for you. So operating system is very important. Now what happened that as soon as when you start your system, okay, once you start your system or your basically your laptop, as soon as you press power on key, computer boots. Okay, we call it as that my laptop is booting right now. Okay, it starts. So what it do, that first of all, it try to load the operating system. Okay, it loads the operating system. When it boots, it means that it loads the operating system. As soon as you see, as soon as you do power on, you don't see your desktop right away, right? You don't see all the folders and things, right? It takes some time to come to that final page, come to that start menu and all those things, isn't it? Right? As it's not like that now, that you start your computer and you're doing the Chrome browser or the Safari browser. You basically start it, it takes few minutes to load. And what does it do basically? Because it loads the operating system. So it loads your operating system so that everything is organized for you, and at the end you will see all the things properly. Okay, so operating system is clear for everyone. Ira, any questions? Seems you are getting bored. No. Okay,
Can we
now,
take a break?
Nope.
yeah, like, okay, so let's take 2 minutes of not 2 minutes or 3 minutes of a break. Okay, so it's like, I think it's 11:32 p.m. here, and it's, I think in US it's 11:02 right now, right? Yeah, in US it's 11:02. Canada it should be 1 or 2 o'clock something.
It's actually 2:02.
2 or 2, yeah, it's 2 or 2. So let's meet at '06, every one of us. And meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, so are we back?
I am.
Okay, Anna is there. Arjun, are you there? If if you are there, you might speaking on mute.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. So great. So we have we talked about the operating system. We saw that how this operating system looks like how basically what are the types of operating systems, which one uh, are which one we like Windows, what are the different versions of the Windows? We have the Linux, Unix, we have the iOS, we have the Android. Now we also see, let's try to see the different file structure. Okay, now if I talk about the file structure, so normally if you open your my computer, you see that in Windows, if I talk specific to Windows operating system, so you have a start menu here. Okay, you have a start menu here. At this bottom screen, this is the taskbar, like you have all the like the shortcut keys which are like there, from which you can load the things. Okay, from here you can like you can see that what processes are running or not via your taskbar. Okay, this is your taskbar through which you can see the processes which are running. Okay, you can see the performance of your CPU. You can see the performance of your CPU from your task manager. You see that right now my CPU, like it's being utilized. It every time it will fluctuate. How much memory is being used? So I have like 15.9 GB, out of which 7.5 GB is used. What is my Wi-Fi uh, speed which is coming in? Okay, then what are the other details, what are the apps which are there, and all what is the apps which, how much time I have used it, how much network they have utilized. All these things I can see here. Okay, all these things I can see in the task manager. So we are doing a little bit tour of Windows. Now in this window, if you open my computer, or there is a shortcut key for this with window I plus E. Okay, window key plus E is a shortcut key to open my computer. Okay, and if you want to open notepad also, shortcut by using a shortcut key, press window and R. Everyone you do, please press window and R and let me know if you get this box. There will be a window key, right? Window
I
key and
got this box.
you got this box. Ira?
Yeah, I got the box, and then all I needed to write was CMD.
No, 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 you have to write notepad.
Yeah, no, mine's automatically went to CMD. I don't know why.
You can delete that if you press
Oh, I
Yeah,
backspace
got
I
key.
did.
on
Yeah, I
Notepad.
just now all I need.
And you see that it has opened notepad. Okay,
Aha.
and similarly again, if you close that and if you just write calculator. Okay,
Yeah,
one.
it works for me.
Yeah. Okay, so if you open it again, so for everything there is a different command. If you write calc calc.exe, calc.exe, it will open a calculator for you.
This is so cool.
So these are the few, like there are more ways through which you can open. So you can just Google that what are the other ways through which shortcut ways I can open it, and you can open them. Now if you see
Wait,
the
wait. What is the keys to open the little box?
window plus R,
Window plus R. Okay, thank you.
and window plus E is for computer. Okay,
Okay.
my computer. Now you see here that here you see different these shortcut keys. Like you might see more drives. Like I have only C drive. You might see C, D, E. That is how you partition your drive. Operating system is installed in the C drive. Every time by default, your operating system will be installed in C drive, and you store all your data in the D drive. Try to store, don't store anything in C drive, because if someone wants, if anytime your computer crashes, or if anytime you format your operating system or you delete or something uh, do. Okay, so what happens that it basically it will delete the contents of the C drive first. Okay, it deletes the content. When you format your computer, everyone know what do we mean by format of computer?
No.
Formatting a computer? No. Ira? Ira, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry. I kind of know what it is,
Hmm.
but not that much about it.
Okay, Ane? No.
Um,
Okay. So let me explain you. So basically, when you have to install the operating system on some of the new laptop, so basically you do it like you get a copy of operating system, you buy it, comes with a license. Okay, it comes with a license, and you should always install the licensed product. So you have to buy the operating system from, let's say for Windows operating system, you buy it from Windows, that from Microsoft. And once they give you it in the CD, or they give you some file or something, and you basically run that file. It will, like, it takes around 1 hour of process to completely install the particular operating system. But let's say re if I have to reinstall the operating system in the same laptop, in this laptop, so what I need to do is that I need to format the laptop. Format means I will delete each and everything, means it will be a blank copy. It will be a blank copy. Okay, it will be a blank copy without anything. Okay, so in that case, what happened that first of all this C drive gets deleted, because in C drive, if you see, these has every one of you will have these default folders. Every one of you will have these default folders like program files and x86, these things in which all of your whatever the softwares you have, these will be installed here. You see Microsoft Office and other things will be installed here. Okay, now you have the documents in which you can keep document downloads, in which all the downloaded content is there. You have music, picture, videos, where you can store the things accordingly. Now we have this screen known as a desktop, where you can basically keep few of the shortcut icons so that you can easily navigate it too. So you should keep those icons which you can you want to go each and every day. Okay, now apart from this, so you see I have multiple screens and things. So can anyone know that how can you see the computer properties? So don't worry, Ane, I'll leave you in another 10 minutes. I know you are feeling sleepy. Okay.
I've just never sat in a chair this long, so that's fine.
Oh, so Ira, you know how to view computer properties?
no,
Huh?
I
No.
don't know.
Okay. So everyone can go and type this computer, or like if you guys go, if you type my computer, or everyone go to this, open this window E. Everyone press window E. Does something like this opens in your system?
Wait, I'm still doing it.
Yeah,
Hmm?
Yes, but I don't have I have this PC, but I don't have the OS disk.
That's not, that name can be changed. You can put any of your name. Okay, you can always like rename it. You can change, rename, and do the things. Okay, but that is not it. But are you seeing something like just do one thing, just right click here and do properties. Okay,
Okay.
right click. Okay, right click anywhere on this blank screen, right
Okay,
click,
I clicked on properties.
click properties. Is something coming? View basic information about your computer or something?
Yes.
Okay, now if you see, like, so every one of you will see a different thing. Ira, did it open for you?
uh, it's kind of there. I mean, I click on it, and then if I try to click on something else while I'm doing it, it goes away.
No, no. So you just have to click right, do like this. You just have to see my screen. Click, right click, move the cursor to properties and click it.
Yeah, I got there.
You got there? Okay.
Now I'm there.
Yeah, Anna, you are also there, right? No, what
I'm
happened?
not there. I don't know. So I press Windows E, and then Windows E, and then
So
it brings me to like
so
this.
after Windows E, you got this kind of some screen like where you see C drive, D drive, C, D, E.
No, oh, you're on this PC. Wait, let me go to this PC.
You don't have
Yeah.
to be on, like you have a this PC.
Okay, yeah, now it's working.
Now it's working great. So now for every one of us, it's working. Now I can see few details of my computer. I can see this model, that what kind of model I'm using for my computer. Okay, I can see what type of operating system I have, 64-bit or 32-bit. This depends again on the different sizes we get, 32-bit operating system, 64-bit operating system. These are the two sizes which come for operating system. 64 bits are more efficient, more powerful in terms of speed. Yeah, Ane?
I kind of learned this in Python. Like, if you install it, would you install 64-bit or a 32-bit?
Yeah. So when you install the softwares these days, you see that you have the, like it asks you that whether you want to whether your Windows is of a 64-bit or 32-bit. So you can check it from here, that what type of Windows or what type of operating system you are using. You are using a 64-bit operating system. So you are using a Windows 64-bit operating system. It will tell you that what kind of Windows edition you are using. Okay. So can Ira tell me what type of model you are using, Ira?
I'm using a Windows 7.
Okay. No, what is the model here under the system? What is it written?
Wait, mine doesn't have any system thing.
Okay, for
Oh
Windows
wait, yeah.
7.
No, I see the system. And then which one?
Yeah, after system, you would have some details, right?
Yeah, but I don't have model. I just have manufacturer,
Uh-huh.
rating,
Ex
processor,
yeah,
installed memory, and system type, and pen and touch.
yes,
I don't
yes.
have model either. I have processor, installed memory, RAM, system type, pen and touch.
Okay, and what type of window edition you are using?
Me?
Windows
So,
10 Home.
okay, you are using Windows 10 Home. Yes, Ane,
I have model.
you have model.
Mhm.
What type of window edition you have?
My window edition is Windows 10 Home.
Windows 10 Home. So let me explain you that
Oh, I'm using a Windows 7.
Windows 7, yeah. So basically, Era is using Windows 7 version. You guys are using Windows 10. I'm also using Windows 10. But the difference is that you guys are using Windows 10 Home. I'm using Windows 10 Enterprise. And the difference is, so these details, these things might differ a little bit with the based on the versions of operating system. Even the UI can differ. For Windows 7, you might not see this kind of UI. Era might not see this kind of UI. Era might see a simple start menu, right? Ira?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So similarly, others can might see, and this enterprise version is for the business purpose. Okay, like for the companies and organizations, they use these kind of windows. Okay, for your personal use, you use Windows 10 Home. Now here, few of the important thing is RAM. You can see that how much RAM you have. Okay, yesterday we studied about RAM, right? So it says that 16 GB of RAM we have. I have in my system, in my laptop. It has 16 GB of RAM. What RAM is there in Era system?
8 GB.
8 GB. What is Arjun? Arjun, you are speaking on mute.
Yes.
What is the RAM?
8 GB.
Okay. Ane, mute, unmute yourself.
Mine's only 4.00 GB and
Yeah,
2.88 GB usable.
usable. Yeah. So some RAM it takes it for own purpose. Operating system takes it for own, and rest it gives to you so that you can take that, you use that memory. Okay. So every one of us has a different RAM, and based on that our system speed and things are processing and things are defined. So there are lot of things, and like there are a lot of other things also which means different thing. But right now I just want to show you guys that how you can view your basic information about your computer. Okay, this is how you can view and you can see the basic information about your computer. So this is a little bit that how you can view, how you can see the basic information about computer. We learned sorry, we learned few of the shortcut keys. We learned that how these files and these things are there. We saw that from this, if you right click here and if you go to task manager, you can see the, you can see basically the
Mm.
performance and these things. Okay, and if you from here, if you want to go to desktop directly, I am in this screen. If you want to go to desktop, so just press window and D. Everyone press window and D. It will take you to the desktop. Okay, now here you have some keys like which will tell you battery status, which will tell your sound, to which Wi-Fi you are connected to, and it has some more other options and these things. Okay, so isn't it quite cool?
It is very interesting.
Okay, Arjun finds it very interesting. What about Ira?
It's actually nice to see how much like you shortcuts you did not know your computer had.
Adding
Yeah,
on to Era, I think like it's cool to see how everything processes, how the computer works fully.
yeah, yeah. So the main, so what we learned today, or what we uh, got to know today, is that basically if I talk about the whole and soul about the things, so we saw that we have the, like the computer is a very small, it looks very small, but it has lot of things in it, right? It has lot of things in it. It has hardware, it has softwares. In between that, it has operating system, CPU, which is the main brain thing, which is the brain of the computer. Operating system helps us to manage all the things. Okay, it helps to manage your files, it helps to process the things, and helps to do the things. You can see the performance, you can see the information about of your computer. We learned about few of the shortcut keys and other things. Okay, so this is all about the like the basic understanding of the computer and these things. I would say you guys to study more on this. Okay, to learn more on these things, try to try to see that what all else things. Yes, and I'll come to you 1 minute. So what all things you have, and what all things you want to explore, you guys can explore, and you guys can ask any questions in next class whenever we are going to meet. Probably we'll try to meet on Friday and Saturday, like that I'll discuss with your moms at whatever time, because it's just that I just might change a little bit day, like from weekend to weekdays. And so we'll see what can be the timing. But this is how all about this computer things are there, and you can explore it. Next class we'll start with little bit about the internet. We'll little bit learn about the Google Chrome or any of one particular browsers. Okay, we'll learn about emails. We'll see more shortcut keys and these things for emails, that how without pressing the send key, how you can send the email, how without clicking on that plus icon you can open the new tab, and and lot of other stuffs. Okay, so we'll talk about few of the more interesting things before moving to the Python. It's a long journey to go, but I would like you guys to know and to know more about this, the computer, about the internet, about the computer virus and these things, so that we'll have something good to learn each and every day. Okay, so Ira, today I felt like that you were getting bored a little bit, but how is it?
It's nice.
Okay,
So
thank you. I have so much to tell to my mom and dad.
okay, okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.